Fellow vets, it's go time. We could be within 30 days of some massive sweeping changes with the VA and how they rate disabilities, major ones like mental, like tinnitus, right? The ringing in your ears getting taken away. And right now is the window of opportunity. I'm talking about within the next 30 days perhaps, that you can capitalize on this, and I'm going to show you exactly how. I'm Jordan Anderson with VA Claims Academy. Let's get into it. First of all, don't worry. If you haven't taken any action on your VA disability claim up to this point and you're thinking, oh, it's too late for me, it's not too late. However, you do have a bit of a time crunch here, but it's very easy to get started. I'm talking about 5 minutes or less to lock yourself in and freeze yourself in time with that intent to file. So I'll explain that in a second. But first, why even care? How does this benefit you, these massive sweeping changes? Two things. Number one, you heard me say that ringing in your ears, right, the tinnitus, or some people say tinnitus, is getting taken away as a standalone condition. Well, if you've seen any of my previous videos, especially on secondary claims, you will know that tinnitus is like the gold mine of VA ratings, not because it's just a 10% rating, but because tinnitus could lead to migraines. It could lead to mental problems. It could lead to vertigo, Meniere's disease, arguably. This could connect so many high value conditions to your VA rating that you definitely want to lock this in while it's still a standalone condition if you have ringing in your ears, especially if you're one of the following MOSs or jobs during service. If this was you, if you were in aircraft maintenance, if you were mechanical, if you were infantry, plumber, firefighter, basically if you were exposed to loud noises, you know who you are during service, you definitely want to file a claim for tinnitus. You know, get your diagnosis, file your claim before this next 30 days runs out. We are still on track, the VA says, for an August 2025 change. Now, I'll keep you up to date if they move that date again, but for now, let's assume that these changes are taking effect here within the next 30 days as of filming this video. Now, I'll leave a link in the description below of the high noise exposure MOS list. This will be a big benefit to you to check, see if your MOS that you worked matches up with this list, because that could get you essentially almost an auto approval, right? I call them the semi-presumptives, because a lot of times you could leave a good personal statement talking about how your high noise exposure led to tinnitus, even though you didn't go to the doctor, and oftentimes I see clients win that. The difference between you having tinnitus as a standalone condition and getting grandfathered in before these changes take place allow you, flexibility moving forward. For instance, if you have a mental condition that is a result of the ringing in your ears, the constant annoyance, you know that we use sound and annoying sounds for psychological warfare, so it absolutely can affect you. That could be the difference between you getting a 70% rated condition in that mental condition or not. So we're talking about $2,000 plus per month difference potentially for you and your loved ones. Now, speaking of mental, that is one of the things that is being changed with these upcoming changes, which is massive because the mental conditions oftentimes make up the largest percentage of any of your conditions that you get rated. So let's talk about that. By the way, if you're getting value from this video, do me a favor and hit that like button. A lot of you who are rated at 70% currently for your mental conditions and have tried to get an increase to the 100% rating mark, which is a life-changing difference from 70 to 100, right? Have been denied in the past. And a lot of you have been denied for the reasons that, hey, technically you're holding a job right now. So even though hey, you can barely keep relationships, you keep going from job to job, perhaps you're getting upset with your managers, perhaps you're losing it in uncomfortable situations, acting inappropriately. They're saying, hey, you're technically working right now, so we're going to deny you this rating. That's the current rules right now. They call it total occupational impairment. And a lot of raters and a lot of examiners will mark you off if you simply hold the job. Now, this is changing to sort of a point-based system. I'm not going to jump into everything that the new rules are covering, but just know that if you have been denied in the past from 70% increasing to 100%, you would likely have an easier time making that 100% mental rating under the new rules. Now, why then would it make sense to file before the changes take place? There's two reasons for that. Number one, whenever you are in the middle of a claim, when rule changes take place, the VA is supposed to give the veteran the best possible outcome that would benefit them the most. Meaning that it could be applied to your claim as a hybrid sort of model where they look at, okay, could you get an increase under the old rules? Okay, maybe not. All right, what if we applied the new rules? Could you get an increase there? So it essentially gives you double the chances at winning your increase on the same claim. Here's the second reason why. I often include clients or recommend to clients to actually apply for the mental condition prior to the changes without the use of a personal statement. That's probably perking up your ears, the fact that I even said that, because I say that always write a personal statement every condition. But here's what I mean by this specific strategy, and this only applies in this specific situation. When you do this, you are essentially sacrificing the pawn, to use a chess analogy. You are purposely filing a suboptimal claim early on before the changes, expecting and knowing that maybe these changes could get delayed a couple months, and maybe this claim gets denied for me. But what did you just do? You kept your intent to file date as old as possible. Here's what I mean. So let's say 4 months from now, you get your denial for this mental claim. The changes have taken place. Maybe the changes got delayed 3 months. And now you have this claim that you got denied for. You can now submit a personal statement, which counts as new and relevant evidence. That, fellow vets, is what satisfies the criteria for a supplemental claim, okay? So just to give you a quick backstory, a supplemental claim, think that supplements make you stronger, okay? Think about a kid getting bullied in high school, starts taking creatine and hitting the gym, and now goes and beats up that bully, all right? Supplements make you stronger, and that's exactly what you can do for your claim. The fact that you did not submit a personal statement for that initial claim, but you locked in your intent to file date, let's say July 2025, and now months down the road, under the new criteria, you do submit your personal statement under the new rules. First of all, you had a chance to win that first go around, but now you do a supplemental claim and you have a whole new chance to win under brand new rules. But instead of waiting, you get backdated pay to July 2025, whereas if you waited 3 months from now, okay, maybe you're in August, September, maybe October or November timeframe. So that could be the difference between $4,000, right? You're talking about maybe $1,000 difference every month, maybe more, $4,000 to $8,000 difference just by using that strategy, okay? So this is for you advanced VA claim folks who have been following the channel for a while. It's kind of an advanced strategy, but again, could be the difference between $4,000 to $8,000 for you and your household when really you deserved the rating the whole time. There was just a technicality sort of keeping you from getting that proper rating. Fellow vets, I really hope this helped you out. Remember, your action plan right now is to simply, if this sounds like it could be you, 2 things. 1, get your butt to the doctor, right? Get your butt to the doctor, start getting a diagnosis. And 2, go to va.gov. I'll leave a link to you for that in the description below, and begin your intent to file. This is the thing I was talking about that takes 5 minutes. You simply begin your intent to file, go to where it says file a VA disability claim, and you'll see it takes about 5 minutes clicking through, and you will be locked in so that you're not losing time. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.